What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rich Nice back once again. Today we're out in the shop and we're starting our process of cleaning up our shop. Had to turn the TV off because it was in the background. So in an effort to clean our shop, we picked up this from our father-in-law. It's an old school compressor. So I went to plug it in, and this particular motor right here is a 3 horsepower. I think it's Smith & Jones. It went up in smoke. So this motor is 220 or 110. So we're going to replace it today. I just took the cap off down here so you can see these one white, black that's on the top, and there's a green down there. Go to the actual plug that plugs into the outlet, which is here. And these other white and black on the bottom that come down here, if you follow it up, it goes into the back of this motor, which I've already unhooked right here. So basically we take that out. I've already loosened the pulley and loosened the motor. So basically we can just push that over. Our belt will come off. Our pulley will come off like that. So now we're ready to put our new motor on. I've also replaced this line right here. It was copper, but it has some leaks in it. So I just went ahead and got some regular DOT hose from Lowe's. Put it on with some new fittings. So hopefully that'll hold. As you can see, we started our process of getting all our chargers up off of the actual table so we can be able to use it. I just got to finish putting stuff up, and then we'll be able to use our table again. So this is the motor we got. Like I said, it's a 3 horsepower, 3600 RPM, and we're going to use it to drive that pump over there. So we're going to see if we can make this thing work. Good times, good times. So inside the box, you have your instructions. This thing is heavy. Get your little styrofoam. You have your compressor itself. So this is the compressor. The wiring that I showed you earlier will go inside this box right here instead of in the back here. This compressor actually turns 2 ways. If you're looking at it from the back, this way will be counterclockwise because your pulley is up here. So this way will be counterclockwise is what we want. This way will be clockwise. So this way will be clockwise. That way will be counterclockwise. So we want it to go counterclockwise. Inside your instructions, it has basically how to wire it right here. So you have counterclockwise, then you have your wires, and then you have clockwise and you have your wires. And then this is for 115, 110, 115, this is for 220, and this is for 230. So when you look in here, it does take a lot of power to run this thing. So We're gonna see if we can hook it up 110 and make it work. If not, then we will switch it to 220, which means we'll have to go into our box and get a bigger breaker and make it work off of the current. In the corner, I have a plug for a compressor, and then over here I have a underneath the TV I have my 125 psi 21-gallon compressor from Harbor Freight. So what we may end up having to do is just take those lines and making them a 220 instead of a 110. Should be easy enough to go in here. I do have some things in here, so I think we have a big enough fuse or circuit breaker that we can take both of the compressors that's in there and combine them and make one. So shouldn't be a big issue. But let's try to run this 110. This thing probably weighs about 50 pounds. It's heavy as all get out. So first thing we're gonna do is grab our pulley, put it on. All right, you can see in the pulley, it has that little notch, and it has, this one actually comes with one. It has this little piece right here that goes in the pulley where this one sticks out. So we're just gonna replace it. Like that, it's out. Then we take our new one, slide our pulley on. We have that. Then we'll take our little fitting, which is this right here, and basically it just goes down in this little hole right here. I'm not sure what size this is, but I think it's like a T15 or something like that. We'll put it down in that hole, just like that. Secure a pulley, keep it from coming off. The bolts that were on here were old and rusty, so what I did was I went and bought some new bolts. I also bought some wing nuts for the bottom, just to make it easier to remove if we have to. Because if you look under here, it's kind of tight, so I wanted to make sure that I have something that's easier to get on and off. So let me bolt this up and I'll be back. Just like that. Belt is on. We got our screws in with our wing nuts on it. Just like that. Forgive the noise in the background. There's 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts outside, so the wind is outside doing its thing. So next we need to work on our wiring, so you have wiring inside the manual itself. You have a wiring diagram right here, and there's also one on the inside of this cover. So in here, I need to grab those before I lose them. Set these right here. All right, so inside of here, here is your diagram that we're going to use. It says line 1 is live wire, line 2 is neutral. So line 1, which is up top, let me adjust y'all. So line 1, which is up top, is your black wire. Line 2, which all the wires connect to, is your neutral wire. And then right in there, y'all can see that right here, that green is your ground. So basically what we need to do is run these wires up through here, bottom, and we should be good. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a wire nut, if I can find one. I think these are going to be too big. We'll take one of these just in case. And this will keep the wire from getting pulled out. I think that one's going to be too big. I do have some that's a little bit smaller right here. So we'll look at both of these and see which one fits. I have these left over from the box itself. Just so. So it does look like it has a grommet in it, so we take the grommet out. Yep, that one's going to be too big. This one will be just right. All right, we got our wires secured. We got them pulled through. So we're going to use wire nuts to connect these. And we're going to use this diagram. It says P1 goes to L1. So go in here, we'll find P1. And these are all labeled. See, it says P1. So that goes to our black wire. So we're going to bring it over here, twist these together like this. And we're going to take a wire tie. And wire tie these together. Just like that. So now you have a T1 wire and you have a T1 P1 and T1. So I'll finish wiring these up just like the diagram says right there. And again, we're going counterclockwise, so we're going to be on this left side. All right, YouTube, I'm not sure if you can see this. So I took a picture of it and blew it up so you can see it a little bit better. We're on the left side over here. So you have your P1 going to your L1, which is this one right here. Oh, this one right here. So P1 to your L1, which is the black wire. Then you have your T8, which is up here, and your T1 together, which is right here. Then you have T4, T5 with your white wire, which is right here, T5. Not sure if y'all can really see that. And T4. Not really sure if y'all can see that either. But yeah, so that's it. So really all we gotta do is hook our ground up and this thing should run. So let's hook our ground up and I'll be right back. And I just put a little ring connector on it just so we can put it in there. Again, you have T5 or T8 to your T1, and then you have your T5 and your T4, T5, connected to your white wire, and that's according to this diagram right here. So really, we should be able to plug this in like this. And this thing should run. Just like that. I do think that we're going to have to replace this gauge because I don't think this gauge works. So let me turn this off. Again, I think we're going to have to replace this gauge because I don't think this gauge works. But as you can see, it works, it turns. Hopefully it'll hold some air. We have our, down here. Just in case we need to let some air out. So it does have air in it. So it is getting air put in. So we'll put our cover back on here. Cover up our wires. We'll push these in here, close this up, and we'll call that a wrap. Again, this is my first time ever doing this, so it is what it is. Hopefully it'll come in handy with all this extra air for all our future projects that we got coming up versus my 21 gallon over there. As always, thank you for subscribing. Please hit the bell below, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Peace.